Cardinal hosting the Utah State Aggies. We welcome you into Maples Pavilion here at Stanford University. I'm Jenna Becerra alongside Max Dress. And the Cardinals are coming off a huge ranked win at Mizzou. A 4-2 start for them. The Aggies just 1-4, but they're 6 wins. But nonetheless, this year, an interesting class we're about to see, Max.
Yeah, absolutely. Both these teams kind of going in different directions early on. Expect the Cardinal to come out and try to really just showcase what they've got. They've been on the road up to this point of the season, so it's so nice to be home here at Maples for the first time this year.
Maples is a place where they have seen a ton of success under head coach Kevin Hambly. He has 100 wins to just 12 losses here in Maples, 20-2 in the NCAA tournament. Looking to add now that they have hit the triple-digit mark in the win column.
Yeah, he's at 199 in terms of total career wins as well, so this could be 200 tonight. Some monumental moments building here at the farm.
Kevin Hambly, of course, his 9th season leading the Stanford Cardinal. On the other side, Rob Nielsen in his 6th season leading Utah State.
Yeah, both these coaches stemming from BYU, Hambly the 95 grad, Nielsen the 06 grad, so didn't quite take their turns at the same time, but building that tradition with the program that's very strong at Utah. And now you see Rob Nielsen leading this Utah State Aggie squad as we got a couple Aggie actions coming into Maples early on. We got this match and then we got Davis, and we got a lot of fun coming your direction.
It's going to be some Cougar on Cougar crime here with these two head coaches. We are getting ready for first serve. Anna Pringle starting things off at the service line for the Cardinal. Right away, the point, the first of the match goes the way of the Aggies. That's Delaney Lawson, the sophomore, getting things going for the Blue.
One thing that's going to be interesting to see for the Cardinal tonight, they've been so aggressive with their serves up to this point of the season, so will they continue to be aggressive or maybe play some easy balls and start to trust their talent?
Mara Stieglich. This time Rubin is going to tool the block and even it up here 1-1.
Oh, she is so precise. Call her a surgeon on the outside. Every time she's there, she can power through, she can chisel off the block. If there's one thing that Rubin can't do, I mean, you got to pay me some money because Rubin is just amazing.
All-American on this team. Leading the way in multiple facets. Spencer Etzler with the serve. Stuffed by the Cardinal. Free ball opportunity here. Big swing, big dig. Just wide, out of bounds.
And I like the idea of going to Erica Sayer early on. Man, 16 kills, hitting 583 in the last match against Missouri. The slide was working, and they were getting that young freshman active.
Along with Elia Rubin, Anna Pringle, Spencer Etzler, Erica Sayer, Jordan Harvey, Logan Parks, and Lizzie Andrew all getting a start for the Cardinal.
Going right back to the middle.
Start evening it up right here. We got 2 apiece.
So with Logan Park and Erica Sayer, that freshman-to-freshman connection from center to middle blocker, it's going to be interesting. Taylor Yu is active. She got hurt against Texas, but she is back today. So let's see if they run that 6-2 or if they go to the 5-1 still.
Harvey with the serve. Big swing and a retaliation there from Utah State. They take the lead once again.
Barlow, one of those kills leaders on the team. Coming into this matchup, 52, 53, 54, and 55. Those are the top 4 kill scorers for Utah State. They are right up there. They like to choose their offense with many different flavors.
Trinity Barlow, 3-time All-Mountain West honoree. Tip attempt handled by the Aggies. Stuffed! Erica Sayer, Logan Parks all over it at the net.
The freshman-to-freshman connection, it's not just in the setting game, it's on defense as well. Both those players building up the wall.
Alongside Barlow, Delaney Lawson, Lauren Larkin, Kendall Thompson, Andrea Samofsky, of course, Mara Stieglich.
Epor Kurt in the match right now, too. She missed the last one against Missouri.
Kaylee Kofi as well. I'll get the start for Utah State. And Epar Kurt makes her presence known, taking the lead now 4-3 for the Cardinal.
Yeah, this Cardinal team is built so deep, top to bottom, and when you can rotate players in to play big moments and then bring them back in, Epar Kurt just showing off. Kurt's such an important piece when they send. Rubin into the serve.
Did right there. That one's out of play. A little bit long there to give Stanford the 2-point advantage, the largest lead they've had so far here in the first set. Elliott Rubin, of course, Player of the Year watch list nationally coming into this season. Nearly an ace there, but recovered by the Aggies. An opportunity here for Stanford and a big swing from Parks, the freshman.
I like the idea there. You got to get aggressive early, and with the setters that we've seen from Stanford year after year, the one trend that we've seen, they can all hit, and she is continuing that tradition as a freshman.
Cami Minor, of course.
Jenna Gray.
One of the greatest. Just graduated after last season. And the Cardinal will tack on another one. Erica Sayer adds to the tally. It's 6-4.
That slide working to perfection early on, and how nice it is to be able to get Sayer at 6'2" out and then bring in a 6'5" middle blocker who's also an underclassman.
Coco Kirsch now at the service line. Not only have the Cardinal won 100 games, they went undefeated last season, 14-0. Only dropped 3 sets here at Maples Pavilion. They'll drop the point there to Utah State, who climbs back within 1.
Yeah, if you look at the trend of how things have been going, Stanford is actually only 2-4 in their first sets up to this point, but that just speaks to the level of competition. 3 or 4 top 25 teams already up to this point.
9 opponents ranked in the preseason national poll. 5 in the top 5 on the docket for Stanford. As that goes into the net, the service error will give the Cardinal the 2-point lead once again.
Now it's interesting to see Logan Parks back there on the service line, so they're going to put their setter into that back row.
Enough blood for this Cardinal team, and taking advantage are the Aggies.
Yeah, so it's really interesting to see. Early on in the season, Stanford was going with that 6'2", which means 2 centers subbing in, so you always have a center in that back line, and you can have 3 attackers in the front, and that is something we'll see if they continue on, or with you back, if they go with the sophomores rotating in.
The touch gonna fall in from Harvey. Jordan Harvey with her first kill of the match. Erica Sayer leading the way right now with 2. That's a match high. Been spread out a little bit so far for both of these teams.
Yeah, it was pretty consolidated at the top in that win at Missouri. It's good to see a bunch of different hands get a touch on it.
Parkert off the top of the net. Blocked by the Cardinal. A miscommunication there for the Aggies. The set over to Andrew, it falls in. Lizzie Andrew in her second season here on the farm made a big impact last year. Gonna need to step up in terms of leadership, doing a nice job so far in 2025.
The talent is deep for this team and is on full display at that middle position, size and accuracy.
And that's gonna go out into the stands for the ace. Parkert. She's back. Doing a nice job getting Stanford to double digits here with the serve.
Absolutely, Epar, such a valuable player on the team. That U19 Euro MVP. And I talked about this just a moment ago. The aggressive serving of the Cardinal is going to be a storyline. So many errors on the season. 1.5 service errors per set up to this point.
It's something that's talked about year to year. Kevin Hambley likes them to be aggressive. Try to make something happen with the serve. As the error this time on the Aggie side, and that'll give the 4-point lead to the Cardinal. But he'd rather have them be aggressive and try to land something in the right spot and risk making the error. They know how to put some aces together as well. 10 is the season high for the Card.
We've seen it year after year.
The tip attempt. The dump. What a dig. The Cardinals stay alive. But finding the floor is Jordan Harvey. Taking advantage of the open opportunity. That's her second kill.
What you can do, I can do better. You get a dump on one side. Harvey says, hey, let me show off my 2-hand slam as well.
All region last year, second team all ACC. believe she's just a junior. As that will go into the net. Another service error for the Cardinal.
Yeah, when you look at the makeup of this team, it's a little crazy to see the number 5 ranked team with 6 freshmen, 8 sophomore, and only 3 upperclassmen.
They had a big weekend as well. They played then number 2 Texas, lost in 5 sets, got the ranked win over Mizzou. They'll get the point there to make it 13.
Oh, and those 2 matchups were absolutely bananas. The crowd over at the Moody Center, they had to change the venue over to the basketball stadium so they could fit 10,000 people in there. Stanford in the 5th set, and that one had 3 opportunities to try to win it. Couldn't quite do it.
Joust at the net goes for the Aggies. They've been scratching and clawing so far here in the first set.
Yeah, and talking a little bit about the Aggies now. They're 1-4, but this is a team that has fought hard nearly every single set. They do not shy away from the competition. 3rd straight ranked opponent in a row.
Tooling it right there, Erica Sayer. The 5-point lead, the largest one we've seen.
That is just Kevin Hamley talking about how confident he is in his freshman middle blocker. A mistake on one side and then coming right back to her.
Ruben with the serve into the net.
Yeah, and those are the serves that you don't necessarily want. I get you're trying to be aggressive, maybe you get a let serve, but you just can't send it to the net. You've got to give that ball an opportunity to go.
Double digits now for the Aggies, 14-10. Kaylee Kofe. Just long. Service error will put Stanford at 15 first. They lead by 5.
Yeah, and typically we take immediate timeout to 15-point, but hey, we have the luxury of being able to keep it here for right now. And so I just want to talk a little bit about Utah State because we've been talking all about the Stanford, of course. They are home for the first time. But this is a team that is very talented. They have a few transfers from some other big-time programs. They were favored to win the Mountain West coming into this year. So despite the 1-4 start, this team is no slouch.
They were able to garner 7 of the 12 first-place votes in the preseason poll. They're ahead of Colorado State, San Diego State, Fresno State, and Boise State for the top 5 there. They've been picked first in the conference to take it to the last 3 seasons, and in the top 2 the last 4 seasons as well. Barlow and Kofe making the preseason list for all Mountain West honors. It's something that all of their opponents in the Mountain West know they're going to be a challenge. You know, from 2021 to 2023, it was 3 straight Mountain West championships under head coach Rob Nielsen.
Yeah, Nielsen, 21-23, like you talked about before, a 2-time Mountain West Coach of the Year, was the 23 ABCA Pacific North Region Coach of the Year as well. This is a team that's led by a very talented coach. He's 89-55, so trying to get to another significant number with an upset tonight. And, I mean, I talked about it and I've said this multiple times, but this is no slouch of a team. You got to come out and you got to play to your talent if you're the Cardinal. You cannot kind of like let this game get in a little bit of lull. You got to take this by the steering wheel and keep driving this car forward with the momentum.
That 89-55, by the way, those 89 wins second in terms of active head coaches in the Mountain West and 3rd all-time for Utah State. Looking for win number 90, and it would be a huge one should they be able to, but they trail by 5.
Yeah, 0-3 all-time versus the Cardinal. Last time these 2 teams met, 20 years ago.
Off the block. Try it again. This time stuffed. Lizzie Andrew puts the wall up.
And this is a game just dominated by the middles very early on. You talk about how good the pin players are for Stanford, but it's the middles on display, both of them.
The height of Andrew as well, standing at 6'5", certainly a presence there in the middle as that service error. Give the side out to Utah State.
We'd love to be aggressive, but we just talked about it. Can't send it into the net. You have to make them try.
Andrea Samovsky now at the service line. Has led this team back-to-back matches in kills. Andrew again, that's off the block, she tools it. Stanford back in control. 17 now will serve 11. It's going to be Logan Parks at the line.
Just a perfect job done. Sometimes it's better to use the block as your friend rather than try to fight through it.
Big dig by Ruben. Time to set it up. There's Epar Kurt, but she's shut down. Utah State stepping up.
Just a really good job by the redshirt freshman, getting her first start, if I'm not mistaken, in Lauren Larkin, and she's coming up and making her name said early.
At the top of the net, service error from Kendall Thompson. That's been an Achilles heel a little bit for both of these teams, really. Now that's even at 4 apiece in terms of service errors.
Yeah, 31 total service errors on the season for Utah State coming into this one.
Kurt, back set. Jordan Harvey increases the lead to 7.
She's 6'1", which is tall, but man, the way she elevates, I swear, she is flying. We saw it on the dunk, and now we see it on the one-handed jam.
Now an upperclassman, someone they'll look to for leadership. Free ball opportunity for the Cardinal. Set up. Andrew gets it done. Lizzie Andrew now with 3 kills in this one. That's tied for second in the match. 20-12, the Stanford Cardinal lead.
Yeah, this is really good to see for Stanford coming out, really just dominating, and that's what you expect to see. The worst thing you see from a top program is if they start playing down to the level of the competition. The one thing I've learned being here at Stanford is that every team at Stanford loves to compete with themselves first and foremost. You come out here and you are a Cardinal, you live up to the potential of being a Cardinal, and everybody else on the other side is just, they're just there.
You know, getting that 3-1 victory over then 23 Missouri, it's a big win. It's a big ranked win in their back pocket. It's another one to add to the list after the 5 sets they went with Texas despite the loss. So much to battle through this early on only will serve them well later on. And head coach Kevin Hambley has very high standards. If you heard him chatting on the broadcast, giving his opinion on how the team's doing, he always talks about what they can be doing better. And it's one of those things that is innate in a Stanford athlete, just consistently be trying to excel at the highest level.
Yeah, it starts from the top to the bottom. It starts with your head coach giving this philosophy and pushing it all the way down. And hearing him talk about Elia Rubin is absolutely insane. He almost talks as if she's a player, or a coach that's also a player.
I mean, the legends that she got to play with leading up to now her senior year become more and more of a vocal leader as well for this Stanford team.
Yeah, and also showing some of the patience. Usually, she's a little bit quick to yell at her teammates, but has been showing some patience and letting it go to maybe 2 or 3 mistakes before she starts to put her foot down.
First team All-American, also an academic All-American, and that's an All-American move right there. Lizzie Andrew, Jordan Harvey ready to help, but Andrew all over it.
Yeah, part of the all-freshman team from a season ago, part of that all-academic as well. I mean, just coming from such a talented bloodline. Mother won a fencing gold in the Pan American Games. Her sister also plays at Wisconsin. You can tell by that frame, also the athleticism.
Shut down immediately. What a read by Lizzie Andrews, seeing that off the return. She's on fire right now. Tied for a match-high 4 kills alongside Jordan Harvey.
Coming off a 6-kill performance from Tuesday. It's nice to see her get involved early.
Back set. Handled by the Cardinal. There's Ruben. Tries to find the spot. Recovered by the Aggies. Andrew again, just long. So the 10-point lead drops to 9. 22-13. Stanford starting to run away here in this set, but the Aggies showing some fight.
Yeah, you look down, you look up, and you see the score, and you're like, oh man, how did this many points get scored already?
When you think about Utah State, had the lead early on. They scored first. Ruben, off the block. Over to Harvey. That's off the block. Just hanging in there for the Cardinal. That's dug up by Etzler. Rubin, she'll tool it. Stanford wins the battle. It's back to 10 points up.
Rubin with her second kill of the match, coming off such a big performance with 20 kills against Mizzou alongside 12 digs. And it's good to see her get involved. I mean, if you were to look at the scouting report, it'd be all Rubin, but it's been everybody else getting their hands involved tonight.
Second double-double of the season against Mizzou. Hit 425. Got a couple of aces and a block as well.
Insane numbers.
Career highs for some of the young ones as well, early on in their careers. Sayer, 16 kills. Parks, 58 assists. It's dug up by Etzler. Over to Rubin. They're within one. Elia Rubin once again showing her presence. That's kill number 3 on the night.
You ask and you shall receive. I wanted some more Rubin, and we're getting it for set point.
Set point with Spencer Etzler, the freshman, at the line. The block! Rubin! She can do it on both sides. And that's going to do it. A dominant 25-13 performance here in the first set. It goes Stanford's way in the home opener. 100 wins. They're looking for 101 in the Kevin Hambly era, and they're off to a great start. We'll be back after the break for set number 2 in just a few minutes.
Going into the second set here from Maples on the home opener. Stanford takes the first one 25-13. Max Agrest, Jenna Becerra here on the call. Cardinals switching sides of the floor. And Jenna, 7 of the 15 kills in that first set came from the middles of Stanford. We expected it to be the Elia Rubin show, and it's been the middle stepping up.
Lizzie Andrew hitting 600 in that first set, tied for a match high with 4 kills. And also a couple of blocks as well. So she is just making her presence known. We talked about just her physicality, being 6'5", having that height, but also just showing that she's not afraid to be aggressive on all sides of the ball.
For St. Louisiana, but the block is hot absolutely for the Cardinal. Get our first look here on the left side of the floor. And it looks to be Andrea Simovsky coming out, the sophomore out of Serbia. A few different European talents on this team. You got players from Serbia, Poland, Croatia, and all across the United States. A shift defensively for Stanford, anticipating the serve, and Simovsky sends it over. One-handed stab left a little too close to the line. Logan Parks, we saw that a few different times against Missouri, where some of those sets were just a little too far inside, and it led to joust at the net.
A little bit of a timing issue there too, just reading, knowing it was close to the net. So back-to-back sets now where the Aggies have scored first.
Going to the left side. Off the block. That was an attack there by Kurt. Back sets right side, and the cut shot is good. 2 points to start. It's Stieglich getting the second point.
You could feel the momentum on the side of the Aggies just in that sequence there. Some awkward hits on the Stanford side.
Yeah, this team is filled with underclassmen, so sometimes it just takes you a second to compose yourself. Dug by Rubin in the back line. Going towards the middle, high points it and throws it down. Jordan Harvey has been on display tonight.
Match high 5 kills now for Jordan Harvey. She read that so well, got the perfect angle to find the floor and get Stanford on the board and get him going.
And it's just the ability to high point that ball. Standing at 6'1", you have taller players across the net, but you could just go up there and essentially dunk it. And off the block this time, that's Lauren Larkin. We've said her name a couple times, and the redshirt freshman starting to earn some more minutes and show off what she's got.
Redshirted last year, St. George, Utah native. She was all region back in high school in 2023, but something about getting that first type of experience at the collegiate level that makes it special.
Only played in one set previous to this one. Now in for her second today. Going to the left side. And that is the surgical precision of Elia Rubin on display. She can do it with power. She can do it with finesse.
Lizzie Andrew led the way in that first set, but not too far behind. Elia Rubin hit 500. Jordan Harvey hit 500. 3 and 4 kills, respectively, for those two as well.
They're going to continue to work that right side. This one parried off the block out of bounds. Stieglich gets her second kill of the set. Stieglich over to the service line, rewarded for her efforts. Nearly an ace. And Rubin comes back and gets the point.
The second Jordan Harvey takes over at the top spot in terms of kills, Rubin has to just come and tie it up with her to make it 5 apiece. But that's the thing about Stanford, so many different assets that they have to get their offense going.
Sending it to the far pin. This one too long, not touched. And yeah, finishing up that point right over there. It's a competition within yourself. We talked about it early on. Stanford competing with Stanford. They fell behind a little bit, dug out of that hole, and looking to carry on the momentum. Harvey, a great catalyst from that service spot. This one sent away. The block in the middle, Erica Sayer collects another.
It's not too often you graduate people who win Conference Setter of the Year honors, Libero of the Year honors multiple years, yet you still remain in the top 5 nationally the following year with the freshman talent.
Off the front slide this time as the ball comes right to us. Barlow able to collect the point, tying us back up 5 apiece after a nice little service run there by Jordan Harvey.
Barlow's one of the players for the Aggies that can get them going. The senior, of course, she's 3-time All-Mountain West. She was the freshman of the year even in her first campaign back in 2022.
Now it's the transfer from Townsend and Ava Nakai serving. This one is service error straight into the webbing.
Now serving for Stanford, number 13.
Substitution comes in as Elia Rubin goes to the back line. They'll bring back in Ipar Kurt, a sophomore out of Istanbul, Turkey. Continue to go to the right side, this time with some finesse. Great job from Barlow.
Exactly the type of thing that you have to read in that situation, and she executed so well. That's what we're talking about. So you have to be able to score different types of ways, different methods. Read that perfectly.
Yeah, and one of the storylines coming in, the sophomore opposite, Lauren Helgeson, the leader on the team for the Utah State Aggies in kills out. So Larkin and Barlow and some of the other players having to pick up some of that slack. Sets to the left side, and a thunderous blow from that arm of Ipar Kurt.
That was just a great read that entire time from Kurt as well. The set from Rubin before that, a little bit out of system for Stanford. It was just over the net. She read it well, backed off of it, and then watched for her opportunity and put it away.
Coco Kirsch comes in to score, or comes into serve, I should say.
She'd
Looking
like to
potentially-
score.
Yeah, exactly. And the block will get it done instead. On that right side, it was Parks and Andrew putting up that block.
I remember chatting with Kevin Hambley last year in Lizzie Andrews' freshman campaign, and he talked about how the kills are wonderful. We can get points out of her, that's fantastic, but her ability to block is what's going to be so key for us, and she's been doing a nice job both ways.
This time, a great job done by the Aggies there as Samovsky with the cut shot, able to collect the point.
Just a sophomore, but one of the players who's high impact for this Aggies team as well. She got some weekly honors in the Mountain West Conference with 29 kills. Nevada at Boise State last year.
Back row attack sent away, and that's the young redshirt freshman making another play. Lauren Larkin coming up against a number 5 ranked team and proving that she belongs.
And what I like from her too is she seems relaxed. She's obviously very focused, but she's not overly tense. Easy to do that when you're facing the number 5 team in the country, but she seems confident.
Yeah, on the road, right?
Yeah.
And going on 2 this time was Parks. Sent away at the net. To the right side, through the hole. A kill collected by Stieglitz. She's having a heck of a second set as Utah State takes the lead 9-8.
Team high 4 kills, hitting 429. It's kind of spark that they're going to need to stay in this.
Yeah, a lot better of a set for the Aggies up to this point. This free ball not going to help out the Cardinals. Set up right to their big-time player, and Stieglitz making a name for herself.
Only started 8 matches just a year ago. You can see why. She's starting to get more playing time this year.
For Kofe in the back line, that's their setter. This is giving a good opportunity for Utah State to set up some clean offense. Right side attacking this time was Parks, the setter. Going back over Stieglitz off the touch. Sets right side from the back row, and that's a kill. Jordan Harvey from every point of the floor.
Match high 6 kills now for Jordan Harvey. Just read that beautifully. The power from the back row on display.
Logan Parks will be in that back row as the server. So this is where the Cardinals offense starts to feel comfortable. Barrow setting to the left side into the block. This swing by Kurt. Right side showing some finesse in Jordan Harvey. There to collect 2 straight. 10 apiece.
The versatility from Jordan Harvey. We just saw the power swing. Now we see her change it up with the tip. Just a great read and showing off that versatility.
She is for real as some outcasts blasting over the speaker system. Crowd's starting to fill in quite a bit here at Maples. School does not start for another about 10 days, so the student section will come loud and proud soon. On the opposite pin this time around, but the same effect for Mara Stieglitz. 4 kills already in this set, and it makes it 11-10 for the Aggies.
She's hitting 500. Her and Lauren Larkin leading the way for the Aggies.
6 kills, only 1 error. A great offensive showing for the 12 in blue. And an answer on the slide. And that answer comes to fruition. Lizzie Andrews. That's a good adjustment right there for Kevin Hambley. Senior team trying to kind of go back and forth against a pretty tough second set from Utah State. And then you go to some of those sets that were working at the beginning of the match, those middles, getting it done early on, and now you go straight back to it. Great job on the dig right down the line. Out of system attack, and that's another point collected by Lizzie Andrews.
A lot of work for the Stanford fans. Some recovery there from the Cardinal, but Lizzie Andrews finding that spot in the back row. Well done.
And talk about the size on display for Andrews. 6'5", barely. I don't even know if she had to jump for that last swing. Just right there at the net. Going back to Stieglitz. Nearly dug up a diving attempt. They are made by Ipar Kurt, but the kill on the other side. We're back tied up at 12 apiece. Very competitive start to this second set. After Stanford won pretty dominantly in the first 25-13.
That's right. That's what I was about to say is if you're Rob Nielsen, that's what you want to see, right? You want to see improvements from set to set, the adjustments coming into play.
And that is something you got to adjust against. Jordan Harvey. Back into the front line comes Erica Sayer. Spencer Etzler, the libero out of Coldwater, Ohio, back to serve. Going to the far side, pin, and the block was there. It's a block party early on for the Cardinals. Make that 7 blocks up to this point.
7, only 3 on the other side.
Athleticism on the front line, that's what you expect to see. Hamley taking that ball up the shoulder after the ricochet, and a point over to the Aggies. Aggies keeping this one very close here in the second as it's 14-13. They had the advantage early on. We had a nice little run from the service line from Jordan Harvey, but coming right back and making it happen.
They're doing a really nice job of answering. So when Stanford scores, as they're going to do because they are the number 5 team in the country, they're doing a nice job of answering right away.
It's time for the back row at Stieglitz. Let's see what offense she can generate from that back row. Going to the middle again, it's the freshman Sayer on the swing. Left side pin attack. Nakai sent away. The block continuing for Stanford as it's the 15th point here, and that'll send us to a break. 15-13, the media timeout. We'll take it alongside with them on the floor. 15-13 the score at the midway point here in the second set. The first set taken by the Stanford Cardinal. That was a score of 25-13. It's always fun to get a dance cam, and it's always great to have the Leland Stanford Junior University Marching Band to the right of us tonight. Love the energy that the band brings, and I think that's one of the things that makes college athletics so special. That band, man, just makes me smile.
One of the most unique bands, certainly, in collegiate athletics as well here at Stanford.
You hit the nail on the head with the unique aspect. And this time on the slide sent away, Sayer hit the top of the tape.
But little things like that make a difference, too, when you talk about home court advantage. The fact that Stanford wins so much here at Maples. The students aren't here yet. You said it. They're not starting school yet. They're on the quarter system, so it's always later in September. Advantage for the players to focus on volleyball before school starts, but
yes,
don't get all your fans just yet.
Especially just getting your bearings straightened out going into ACC play. Rubin off the left side, a great one-handed dig in the back row, and a clean attack into the block. Violation called against Utah State. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first violation that we've seen of the match. It's been very clean up to this point.
Very clean, and that has helped it be really efficient. We are moving pretty quickly. We did so in the first set. We are right here in the second set as well. These two teams just want to play.
6:42 local time, 42 minutes have passed, and we're almost done with the second set. An insane pace on display there as the let serve goes over the net. Cross court. This one sent away. A good job trying to get the return by Spencer Etzler. But an even better job on the kill for Utah State. Going to the back line to serve now is Barlow. Was part of that great first start to the set that allowed Utah State to get the advantage. Now they'll go left side, and oh my goodness, sent away with some authority. Epar Kurt. She got a breather on Tuesday. I think that week off has done her some business.
Perfectly teed up. Perfectly taken advantage of. The timing was on point, just textbook execution from Epar.
Coco Kirsch comes in. She's been the defensive specialist subbed in for serving purposes up to this point today. Attack from the middle, and it's a dig there by Kirsch. Left side, too long. That's when you got to reel in the power just a bit as Kurt with the attacking error. Now Kaylee Kofe back to serve, and this is the lineup that let Utah State go on a nice little run early on in the set. About 5 serves up to that point. On the off speed, a bump set, left side for Kurt, and Kurt this time catches it into the hands of Stieglitz. Wasn't able to return it. Just such a great placement on that ball as we saw the replay. Really targeting those digits. Right side, the long attack as it kisses that corner. Andrea Samovsky able to get the point. Samovsky coming off a 10-kill performance, only hit 074 however. So it's good to see her come in and start to try to get her game cleaned up a bit.
Had a team high 13 kills the match before that against a ranked Texas A&M.
And oh my goodness, Jordan Harvey, I'm gonna give her a nickname. I'm gonna call her Air Harvey, because when she gets up there, man, she is flying. I think you gotta give her own special Jordans at this point.
Air Jordan Harvey, not
Air
bad.
Jordan Harvey. Timeout taken by Utah State. It's 19-17. We'll keep it here. But the athleticism of Jordan Harvey has been absolutely on display. We know how great of an athlete she is, but seeing it here for the first time at home up close, I mean, it's a different beast.
We've seen the productivity from Elia Rubin. We saw it from Lizzie Andrew as well, especially in the first set. But Jordan Harvey now really starting to just get going. 9 kills, it's the top of the match, and then 583 that she is hitting so far. Also got a dig and a few blocks in her back pocket. Her presence is very much known.
That's the one thing you expect to see across the board from a Stanford athlete. It doesn't matter if you play that front line. You are expected to play defense all across the board. I mean, if you just look at some of these stats coming into the game, Elia Rubin is somebody that you always have to talk about. She's second on the team in digs at the outside hitter position. And last match, she had 12 digs equal to the libero, and that just speaks to the ability to just cover the entirety of the floor.
4 double-doubles as a group so far for Stanford. Rubin has a couple, of course. Harvey has one. And then Taylor Yu, who we talked about with the assists and the digs, also has one. And that's something, like you said, Max, we're going to see that likely throughout the rest of the season and throughout the roster, too, for this Stanford team.
Taylor Yu, one of those players, ended up turning the ankle against Texas and did not participate against Missouri. And that's kind of what we've been seeing with the difference in the offense. So we talked about this in short early on, but Stanford was running that 6-2 system with 2 setters trading off. So you always had your setter in the back row, allowing for your front line to go ahead and send out 3 different attackers at all time. But with you out, they're switching to that 5-1, and Parks is able to show off her dominance in the front line as well as the back now. On the overpass,
wow,
taking care of it, and that's Air Jordan Harvey once again sending it away.
And how about the dig from Spencer Etzler, giving Harvey plenty of time to go after this and read and put up the block. Really nicely done.
Yeah, you don't see too many overpasses at this level of play, so Utah State, you got to take advantage of that one. The back row attack can't find its way over the tape, and it's 21-17. Second timeout taken by Utah State, and that's a good timeout. The momentum fully switching into the direction of Stanford up to this point.
The largest lead that we've seen so far here in the second set. It has been mostly within 1, if not tied a ton. So to have 4 points ahead, I do agree that is a smart moment to take a timeout and talk to your team.
Yeah, and this is kind of the trend that's been like this for this year for the Utah State Aggies. They fought extremely hard, but it's just those little moments in between the match where you give up a 3-0 run and all of a second you're trailing, and then now you're going back and forth, but that 3-0 run has already been built and you're behind that 8 ball and you just can't quite find it and fight your way out of it.
And these are the types of matches for both teams that are really going to set them up to have more success in their conference slates. You know, last year, for example, Utah State finishing tied for second in the Mountain West. They won 12 of their last 15 matches of the regular season. Ended up going to the the Mountain West tournament, lost in the opening round, but plenty to build on from there. And it's playing tough opponents like a number 5 Stanford that's going to help them get there and get over the hump.
Yeah, anytime you play a P4 school in the preseason, you're expected to come in here and fight for your life, and that's exactly what Utah State has been doing. They've showed up at moments, but that's what you expect to see from the number 5 team. Being able to come out there despite the fact that you have to battle through eventually finding some breathing room and starting to take it away here.
A lot of credit I want to give to Mara Stieglitz as well, just leading her team with 7 kills, hitting 462. If she can continue some of that momentum, it could be an interesting end to this second set. I mean, the second set in that win at Mizzou for Stanford went to 33-31. The Cardinal did eventually take it and then win overall 3-1.
Yeah, in that second and third set against Missouri, as this is the service error to start, making it 21-18, but finishing my point. Cardinal actually started to slow down quite a bit. They trailed a ton in that second and somehow found a way to claw their way back in. And then in that third set, just all that extra energy spent in the second caught up with them. So it's good to see kind of both sides because you're never going to have the same match every single time. It's going to change up. You're going to get some sweeps, and you're going to get some 5-set matches.
31 ties, 11 lead changes in that match against Mizzou.
Yeah, that one was a classic. Out of system attack. This one picked up by Parks. Bump set left side, sent back away. Ruben was there. Stealing the ball from the joust and setting it to the right side. Capitalizing was Jordan Harvey. What a set there by Logan Parks.
That was gorgeous. Take another look. Just see how she fed it right to her. Great read by Logan Parks to set that up for Jordan Harvey.
Just the control she shows off with that one hand. Oh my goodness. Spencer Etzler over to serve. Defensive freshman of the week, or defensive player of the week and freshman of the week, able to capitalize on the score. Let's call that one an ace. 23-18, both timeouts earned by Utah State. So many different freshmen playing so many big moments early on.
And speaking of the aces, 2 for Stanford so far tonight, none for Utah State. That's an improvement for the Cardinal. They had 7 apiece, them and Mizzou. They were getting aced on the most they had been during this season in that last match. So to make that adjustment here is a good sign for Kevin Hambley and company.
Yeah, not giving up any up to this point. Now the out-of-system attack into the back row. Setting to the right side. Off the block. Nope, I think that one just went out. It's okay. You can make a mistake when you're out 23-19 in that situation.
Just outside the line there from Jordan Harvey. She's got 10 kills, 15 total attempts, just 3 errors.
Stiglitz to get us started. Going to the left side, Ruben with the off speed. Into the block, sent away, and a roar to make it set point. Elia Rubin.
She is fired up, as she should be. That's the leadership there, not just the execution, but the energy that she brings after to fire up her teammates as well.
Jordan Harvey setting off set point here. Everybody on their feet on the slide, a one-handed dig. And a free ball, does it stay in? Yes, it does! Get a little bit of luck on top of all that as well. 25-19, a close-fought set, but it's the Cardinal able to take it away. They lead 2-0. We'll be back on the other side after a nice start for the Cardinal.
2 sets are in the books, and the Stanford Cardinal, the number 5 team in the country, lead it 2-0 over the visiting Utah State Aggies. The home opener for the Cardinal here in Maples Pavilion. Again, they were 14-0 last year at home, only dropped 3 sets. Their first undefeated season on the farm since 2018. Seems like they're determined to continue that trend here in 2025.
Maples is an absolute fortress, and it's got to feel so good to be back home, especially after some of those environments you were playing in. Arguably, that 5th set in Texas with 10,000 students roaring was part of the reason why Texas was able to take it in the 5th. And I don't know if you saw that match against Missouri, but they were loud. They were painted.
Oh, yeah.
It was
full
epic.
Body paint, the Tigers, everything. Yeah, 10,899 people in the Moody Center for that Texas match. And something that Stanford's used to, they actually hosted Texas last year. And there was a record in terms of attendance, 6,894. They got the win over the Longhorns. We're underway here in the 3rd set. So far, the Aggies have scored first in the last 2. Joust at the net. They're going to do it again here.
That trend continues, and it just feels like that first point, Stanford needed to get in their gel.
Stanford hitting .339 in this match so far. Just dropped down to .322 after that point.
Yeah, they've been so efficient all season long. It just speaks to the greatness of some of what Utah State's been able to do.
Lizzie Andrew, Jordan Harvey bring the roof down. We're all tied up at 1. It has been a block party.
At some point, I think we're going to see Jordan jump all the way up and touch the the scoreboard above us.
From the back row, into the block.
That one,
Harvey and Lizzie Andrew once again.
that one went into the tape, but I can understand why she was so afraid to send to that block after what she saw last time.
Parker at the line still. And make it an ace. That is the third ace of the day for the Stanford Cardinal.
And it's been so good seeing everybody get involved with the Cardinal. We've seen, obviously, Jordan Harvey have a heck of a match up to this point, where we saw 9 kills from the middles going to this point, and a, quote, quiet night, 6 kills, 2 blocks, and a dig from Ruben up to this point.
Match high 2 aces for E. Park Curtin, and Elia Rubin with the kill. The 3-point lead, Stanford with 4 to Utah State's 1.
See, I just got to keep saying Ruben's name, and eventually she makes some points. I feel like every time I've talked about her, quote-unquote, having a quiet night, she said, hey, check me out.
Quiet is relative. 7 kills, hitting 500, couple of blocks, a dig, and an assist. Right into the block once again. Jordan Harvey and Lizzie Andrew are making their presence known at the net.
I don't even think you can call that a roof. That is a whole entire house. 3 blocks to start already for them.
Kurt continues. Maggie's trying to set it up. Roll shot. Over to Ruben, the tip. Handled. That's off the block. Set up to Andrew. Harvey. She's stuffed. Now Ruben again, outside the line. Utah State wins the rally. They're back in it, down by 3.
And that was one of the longer rallies we've seen in this match up to this point. It's been a lot of kind of set point in that situation.
2 serving 5. Harvey. Just wide again.
And this is the point in the season where you got to start to fill your legs, filling up with that lactic acid in the 3rd set. So now, can you control it? The first thing that goes when you're tired is technique, and possibly some of the reason why we're seeing some of these wide shots.
Andrew in the middle. Into the block that time, once again. Wow. Jordan Harvey pointing the finger at Lizzie Andrew. She's getting it done.
You know, I said a house earlier. I'm going to build her even higher. She's a skyscraper in the middle. Just the defense on full display for number 11.
7 blocks, tied for 2nd with Erica Sayer. Match high 8 for Harvey. Harvey off the block there. Set up, back set. Gets the point. Mara Stieglitz, the sophomore, getting things going once again for Utah State. That's her 8th kill of the day.
And Stieglitz, under 200 in terms of the hit percentage, but she has been that lifeline offensively from Utah State. So you got to keep feeding your hot hand, and she delivers that time.
Service error there, goes long. Tips back to the Cardinal. 7-4 advantage for the number 5 team. Jordan Harvey at the service line for the Card. Skids on the net. Big swing. Andrea Samovsky getting it back for Utah State.
Samovsky having a few swings of her own, has had far too many errors up to this point, but you got to diversify the attack, and that's what made Utah State successful at points this season this year, getting just everybody involved offensively.
It's her 4th kill. Tip from Harvey. Aggies are resetting. Tip from Samovsky. Long. Elia Rubin once again back to the 3-point lead.
You cannot be lazy with those fingers because she'll rip them right off your hand. Man, I jammed my finger looking at that one.
kills tonight as an ace. Excuse me, an assist as well.
You know, gotta give credit where credit is due.
That's off the block. Diving was Harvey to keep it going. E-Park Kurt. She's stuffed. Aggie setting it up. Zamovsky once again. Her 5th kill.
Really good defensive adjustment here for Utah State. Part of the reason why the Middles only had 2 points in that second set is because they've been adjusting to the slide. They've been reading the slide. They've been setting the block in the right position. All the credit in the world to the Aggies.
Eva Nakai with the serve at the net. In there, Erica Sayer, the freshman. Air Sayer, should we say?
I love that play. We've seen it a few different times up to this point for Kevin Hambley. Her freshman player, or his freshman middle blocker gets stuffed, and then guess what? You go right back to her. Honestly, with all the athletes that Stanford is able to recruit, I think you can throw air in front of anybody's name at this point.
9 serving 6, that is long from Kirsch, who came in to serve. Make it 9-7.
Was that Kurt or was that Sayer? I didn't quite get a view. The Stanford was blocking me.
Coco Kirsch was at the line. Andrea Samovsky now at the line for Utah State.
Fans getting involved here.
That's going to go out. Bit of a break there for Utah State. They climb back within 1.
This is the 3rd time we've seen an overpass up to this point, a little uncharacteristic of Stanford. These are the little things you clean up when you go back on film.
8 serving 9. You can hear the Stanford band getting vocal. And it works. The service error to make it double digits for the Cardinal.
That's the band, and then it's everybody following alongside them. They are the leaders, the shepherd with that Stanford stick. Naples truly becomes a home floor advantage.
Logan Parks serve. At the net here. Off the block. Lizzie Andrew, Jordan Harvey. We've said it how many times?
Yeah. It was the Sayer show last match against Missouri, and then now it's the Lizzie Andrews show. Her ability to just go coast to coast on the net, a block on one side, sends it back the other way. She is having a heck of a night, already up to 8 blocks on the evening.
9 for Jordan Harvey.
Oh,
Harvey's got
that's
10
ridiculous.
kills as well, hitting 300. Few digs. Andrew hitting 500. What a performance from those two so far tonight. Logan Parks again. Into the net that time. Service error number 7. 7 apiece here tonight for both these squads.
That's one of the main storylines going into the season. This is one thing that Stanford will continue to clean up before they get into some of that meat of the schedule as ACC play comes along. One more ranked opponent before then in UCLA.
Cross court over to Kurt. Somehow, some way, the Aggies stay alive. Now Jordan Harvey finds it.
You know, somehow, some way staying alive, and then Harvey says, hey, you remember me?
A match high 11 kills for Jordan Harvey. She's hitting 333, leading the squad with 9 blocks as well. What a performance from the junior.
You can see why she was an ABC All-Regional selection as well as an All-ACC second-team member last year, and she just continues to build on top of that.
She played in all 32 matches just a year ago, started 21 of them.
And there's also a reason why she's on that U21 team as a junior. It's also part of that U18, U19 training camp. It's kind of crazy to just see all across the farm all the players that play on the national team level. You see it across the board. The 2 things I've noticed working at a bunch of different schools compared to working at Stanford, it's national team recognition and Gatorade Players of the Year. I believe 3 Gatorade Players of the Year are already on the Stanford roster.
That's right. That does happen. It is common.
You know, just the hardest achievement in high school athletics. You know, it's common here at the farm.
Well, and there's a reason, we can see here at Maples Pavilion, the Director's Cup has come home to Stanford so many times. It recognizes the athletic performance, the academic performance, all around as an athletic department. 25 years in a row from 95 to 2019 that Stanford took home the Director's Cup. And it's because of talent and student athletes like Jordan Harvey and a lot of people on this squad.
And Jetta, talking about your time as an athlete, because you were an athlete, you played softball here at the farm. I don't know how long ago, I'm not going to speak on your age with that, but talk about just how difficult it is to be a student here at Stanford and then perform at the highest level of athletics.
It's the highest level of athletics, it's the highest level of academics. There isn't another university that can quite measure up in both of those scenarios the way that Stanford can.
Coming out of the timeout with an ace is always a good sight to see too, right?
Yeah, some contact with the video board there. Kurt's got a few aces so far tonight.
It's interesting to see how different volleyball programs run, because sometimes you'll say, hey, that went out of play, but at the farm, if it goes off the board, keep it rolling.
Another one. Her fourth ace of the evening. E. Park Kurt is on fire at the service line.
Just pull out a little DJ Khaled. Another one.
A 5-point lead for the Cardinal. Are you kidding me? E. Park Kurt, back to back to back. 5 aces tonight.
She's from Turkey, but a turkey on the floor as well. Come on, 3 straight, baby.
15-9. This time the point goes to Utah State. Stieglitz was determined on that one to shift things back, and it's double digits now for the Aggies. 10 will serve 15.
Stieglitz went up there with power at the last possible second, just showing off her arm mobility, being able to go behind her head with the off speed.
Elia Rubin in there. 9 kills this evening for the senior. The All-American, a quote-unquote lighter evening for her with 9 kills and hitting 444.
I was going to say, that's the most quiet 9-kill evening I've ever seen in my life. Just casually hitting 412 as well. 444, I don't want to shorten the extra percentage points.
Ketzler with the serve. Larkin is shut down. Aggies recover. Oh, what do you say? Erica Sayer. 5th kill of the night.
Coming off that 16-kill performance, she got that taste of scoring in her mouth, and she wants to get that one back. She's going to be a huge aspect for this team as we reach further into the year.
Overpass there, interception. Here's Harvey finding the floor. Harvey said, oh yeah, don't forget about me. Her 12th kill, she's got a dozen.
Man, I've got to see her do the vertical jump, because when she gets up there, she's at the top of the antenna.
18-10. Into the block. Jordan Harvey. My goodness. 10 blocks on the night to her 12 kills, hitting 364. What more can you ask for from Air Jordan?
I think you asked for your signature model after a signature performance here tonight.
This is that part of the season that's going to prep you for the rest, whether that's conference slate, the NCAA tournament, and it's a gauntlet in the ACC for this Stanford team. They're picked 3rd in the preseason poll out of 18 teams. They're number 5 in the country. They're picked 3rd in their conference. Just to reiterate, that's after Pitt and Louisville, both very highly ranked teams. Stanford did get a couple of first place votes, as well as 3 preseason honorees with Rubin, Harvey, and Kurt. I think we've seen exactly why so far in this match.
Yeah, everybody wants to talk about, how difficult it is with the transition into the P4 era now that Stanford is over there in the ACC. Yes, it is difficult to travel, but when you're playing the top talent, that allows you to put yourself on display. And when you're this type of program that really wants to just be the best version of yourself, coming out, playing the best teams in the country during the regular season, these are just things that you dream about.
On the schedule this year, a little bit more favorable in some ways for Stanford, getting to host some of these ranked teams. They'll host Pitt at some point, SMU, Georgia Tech, Louisville. They're going to get to actually have them here at Maples, where they've had so much success with the home court advantage.
Yeah, and also when you do go on the road, Stanford, one of the leading schools in terms of that recovery technology. We've seen it on beach when they have their hands inside of the cold tub. Just the recovery options and the ability to take them with you on planes, just that makes the world of a difference. When you're not wasting that time in the air and you're using it to recover, it goes a long way.
Into the block there, Elliot Rubin brings down the roof. Cardinal now at 20, a 10-point advantage. The first set was 25-13, then 25-19.
This front line right now with Harvey, with Rubin, and with Sayer, one of the top in the nation.
Big swing, big dig. I think a violation called there, but yep, on the net for Stanford, so the point will go to Utah State. They needed that.
Yeah, momentum has fully gone in the direction of Stanford. They had to take the timeout before the 15-minute mark, so they couldn't even use that extra timeout there. And as they trail by 9, just got to stop the bleeding.
At the net, shut down Erica Sayer. Perfectly timed. Another one.
Man, Logan Parks is absolutely insane with that one-handed set. I don't think I've ever seen another setter with as much control as she has with that one hand. Typically you see that because, oh, you're out of position or whatever it is. No, that's just her technique. Full display there as we get a look at Taylor Yu now.
Taylor Yu at the service line. There you go. That is why. Taylor Yu, the sophomore out of Temple City, California. ACC All-Academic Team a year ago. Played in 26 matches, 82 sets.
And it's good to see her come back after turning the ankle against Texas.
Service error there. That one will go long. We stand at 22-12.
And Jenna, one thing I want to ask you about right now, Stanford still got those Nike Elite socks. Back in my day as an athlete, those were the top of the fashion world. Was it like that for you too?
The Nike socks were definitely it.
Oh, that stripe on the back, man, it made you feel so cool.
We used to call it Nike Christmas.
Oh.
The block there. Feels like Christmas morning for Utah State. They're fired up after that one. Yeah, full suitcase full of Nike gear. Shirts, shorts, pants, multiple boxes of shoes, and Nike Christmas. You set to Rubin, but shut down. Fired up. Sophie Danielson alongside Andrea Samovsky.
Couple of points straight for Utah State. See if they can start to get in their flow. We saw Utah State get into a little bit of 3-4 point rallies.
Great placement there from Tierney Barlow.
And Barlow made some noise early and then kind of got a little bit quiet, so it's good to see her back in the offensive rotation there, especially a set right down the middle to her.
Utah State just in the positive overall, getting .012 in this match.
Very clean display, 309 for Stanford.
Parks. Samovsky off the block. Taylor Yu. Survival. The Aggies stick with it. Parkhurst. This time Parks. Another dig. In the back row, the roll shot. Yu. Over to Parks again. Goes wide, goes long. Utah State wins it.
And seeing Parks and Yu on the floor at the same time is such an interesting rotation there. You see opposite slash setter. We've mainly seen her as a setter, but now we're getting to see her opportunities swinging at the ball, getting nice sets from Yu.
Yu, very versatile athlete. Last year spent time as a setter, as an opposite, a serving specialist.
Yeah.
She's done a little bit of everything, it feels like. go to Biowick. Into the net with the service error. Stanford now with 23. The 7-point lead here in the third set. It's do or die for Utah State. Cardinal looking to bust out their brooms potentially here in the home opener.
Gersh looking to try to get some redemption here after having the service error last time she was to the line.
Gets it over this time. Zimovsky off the block, it's gonna fall. Utah State not going away, and if you're Rob Nielsen, you're happy to see that.
And if you're Elia Rubin, I actually really like the fact that she wasn't able to make that play. It's just going to light an even brighter fire underneath her. She's going to see that one on film and, oh.
She got a piece of it.
She did. They're going to take a review on this one. I'm not sure what they're going to review, however.
Conversation right now with the official. Zimovsky awaits at the service line.
Yeah, something new that I noticed in one of the earlier calls on ESPN is you don't have to hold up the card if you want to challenge anymore. You can just throw up a C on your hand. I thought that was a little interesting.
And we're not unfamiliar with seeing Kevin Hambley utilize the challenges. He's very in tune with his players too. We'll take a look at them and see what they think. Was there a touch, depending on the situation, for example?
Yeah, and I think that just really speaks on the trust he has with all the athletes that he recruits. Stanford isn't a team that's going out there getting transfer portal athletes left or right. This is homegrown talent. And when you have that much of a respect and that much trust in your players, I mean, you have to listen to them.
That also means development over the course of your 4 years, as it is going to be match point for the Cardinal. 16 serving 24. Zimovsky. There's you, the back set. Stanford will do it. What a performance from the Cardinal, the home opener and the sweep. The number 5 team in the country takes this one from Utah State in town. A great start here at Maples for the Stanford Cardinal.
3-0, that's exactly how you wanted to be. Utah State fought. They had moments in this matchup, but Cardinal just showing why they have that big number 5 next to their name.
And number 5, Jordan Harvey, also putting on a show. 12 kills, 364 hitting, 10 blocks to her name. Just one of several players who had outstanding performances for the Cardinal in white today.
Yeah, all across the board. This match really showed up the talent at the very top and to the very bottom of the roster. I mean, anybody on this roster you can just throw in and they can play so many different roles. We saw Parks play outside hitter. We've seen you come in and do a few different things. This is exactly what you want to see for the Cardinal as they continue to build their way into ACC play.
Elia Rubin with double-digit kills, and Erica Sayer with 9 blocks. Andrew with 8 herself. Great job all around for the Stanford Cardinal. On the Utah State side, Mara Sieglich leading the way with 10 kills. They will fall to 1-5 on the season. The Cardinal improved to 5-2, and they are rolling so far here in the preseason. Well, thank you everyone for joining us here at Maples Pavilion. For our entire crew and my partner, Max Agress, we're saying so long from Stanford, where the Cardinal take the home opener with the sweep over Utah State.